Hi. Kinda thought you'd never want to talk to us again. This is the same dialogue as before, though. Yeah, it's just him apologizing like last time. Yeah, it's just her apologizing like last time. I won't skip dialogue just in case, but that was... Yeah, I'll avoid doing that in the future, because that could backfire really fast when I think it's the same dialogue and it turns out to not be, but in this case it definitely was. So let's see. Do all of my existing quests get deleted? I still have the Fisherman's Gambit, goddammit. But all the other side quests of this act have to be reacquire one by one if I want them. Okay. Let's look for something else I want to find in here. Documents. Underground research records. Are those the ones? The wedding invitation's in here too. Archival storage. That's not new. I don't think that's new either. This is just I think this is just the documents we found the first time around. Yeah. Then there's a letter from Emil. So I don't have anything new. So I don't have access to whatever documents we got around the time of that boss fight earlier, which is frustrating because of the fact that they give me documents during a boss fight and then you immediately lose them like a few minutes later of gameplay later. And that's kind of frustrating. There was never really a moment to hang out and read them, and they don't pop up on the screen like the other ones did. I may have to look those up or something. Okay, I found a listing of the articles that we got during the Popola and Devolo boss fight, where we started killing them, and then Emil died, and then everything went to shit, and then the game ended after one more boss fight after that, and I didn't really... didn't find a moment to read them in that time. So first of all, Project Gestalt Report 0923. As noted in the previous report, implementation of Gestalt mode can prevent the white chlorination syndrome we recently experienced. Transfer of bodily information to civilization-repressed replicants is proceeding as planned, with the genes of the originals safely stored inside. Our role as surveillance androids to prepare for when the incurable disease eventually dies out is also underway. So far, this is proceeding without issue. Observer 021, codename Popola. That's already a lot to take in there. So we talked about the idea that the shades want their bodies back and things like that, or they're going after these bodies. So it seems like we can call everyone replicants. All the humans in the world that we're experiencing in the game itself seem to be replicants created for humans to take the bodies of. And so when we call it the originals, we're talking about the original souls, preserved humans or something like that. Whatever the hell caused them to be not in bodies in the first place is not known yet. White chlorination syndrome's probably what killed everybody. Not sure where that one is. But they call Popola an android who is observing, probably waiting for the right time for life to come back, basically, or for humans to come back. Weird. Yeah, that actually matches up with a fair number of stories that we've encountered recently, even over the course of this channel, actually. Project Gestalt Report 9182. This document discusses potential strategies for the relapse cases we have observed in recent years. The term relapse, of course, refers to the catastrophic loss of sentience seen in certain gestalts. This syndrome has defied even our most pessimistic initial estimates, and continues to trend upwards with disturbing speed, with some relapsed gestalts beginning to attack replicants. There is an urgent need to take comprehensive action. We remain convinced that an unknown technological defect in the Gestalt process is responsible for the condition, but so far we have been unable to confirm this theory. Research of this condition is now our top priority, and looks likely to continue for some time. Observer 028, codename Devila. Project Gestalt Report 10432. Shorthand of minutes of Case 23, Emergency Response Conference, Committee, Special Meeting. Issue: observed upward trend in relapses, noted and discussed. Issue: acceleration of restoration schedule, approved. Report: debate over using the codename Noir for human restoration schedule. Report: preparations to launch Weiss decoding system for above. Report: order collection of guidance and release code of Noir, alongside Weiss launch. Observer 021, codename Popola. Observer 022, codename Devila. So that's what they were talking about. That's what Grimoire Noir was talking about them being part of one thing and the other, like the two of them being combined in some way. Let's see. So Noir represents the human restoration schedule, while Weiss is his decoder or something? Or at least that seems to be the implication here. Project Gestalt Report 11242. We have determined that the rise of relapses was due to an unexpected spike in the sentience of the replicants, as well as genetic instability within the original Gestalt. It seems the original's effect on bodies that have undergone the Gestalt process was not anticipated in advance. Immediate action must be undertaken to identify links between this trend and original Gestalt, along with its daughter, the relapsed Caesar known as Yonah. They're calling Yonah a Caesar? The Observer contact group is growing uneasy, so finding a solution to the relapse issue should be considered a top priority. See other reports for more details. Observer 021, codename Popola. So it seems that all the people running around in this game, all the humans are replicants, the shades must be gestalts. We remain convinced that an unknown technological defect in the Gestalt process is responsible. So the Gestalts aren't supposed to be attacking the replicants. That's not how this is supposed to work, but they are, and something has gone wrong in the Gestalt process. It seems that if the shades are people, then it seems that they're supposed to go back in the replicants at some point, given by the whole Yonah and Nier and the shade equivalents of them all having their whole encounter. But Devila and Popola have been observing things going poorly here. They've been making case notes of their surprise of finding out, oh look, everyone's becoming sentient. This is weird. The replicants are behaving like individuals and not just sort of existing. And the Gestalts are invading in giant armies with super Gestalts attacking and stuff like that. And that's their role of overseeing this process that would presumably lead to the salvation of mankind has instead become a process of them observing the downfall of this entire plan. Well, that's a lot to sort through. Hey, Piggy Pickabee. Let's go on up the slope and continue with the story for a bit and try to... There's massive revelations about basically the entirety of reality not being what we think it is, so that's cool. Everyone's a weird robot replacement false body. I don't know if... I think replicants might be just human bodies that were, like... somehow, maybe they're somehow cloned to be immune to the disease or something. Unless perhaps white chlorination might somehow be related to the Scrawl, for example. Whatever the actual disease was that this was all against. What if that's somehow related to the Scrawl itself? Hey, they're gone again. Interesting. So we're back to having 5 of them missing, but the majority of them are all here. What if this actually means something? Like, what if these are Popola and Devila's tools for trying to stop us, and they're all used intentionally? Although some of them are weird, though, because, like, I don't know, one of them's, like, Emil's sister that's part of Project Gestalt? I wonder if they are siblings for real, or some sort of weird, just genetic neighbors in this weird experiment. Popola? Oh, hello. Look, I want to apologize for... Stop. Don't you dare. You'd every right to be upset. I understand why you did what you did, even if I don't agree. You're just trying to protect the villagers. Well, I still feel terrible. I believe there was something you wished to discuss with us. Oh, right. You know about the Lost Shrine, right? The temple where I was first discovered. That's it. Seems the Shadow Lord's lair is connected to it somehow. Oh ho, it was right under our pages the whole time. But the entrance is sealed off, and the bridge that led us there. So take a boat. A boat? Yeah. The trade waterway's been repaired. We've been using it a lot recently, and this is about the boat. This is just about the ferryman. Yeah, I might skip some dialogue for expediency, actually. This is absolutely the same dialogue as before. And for the love of everything, be careful. That's just an overly long explanation saying, hey, the boats work, go to the Lost Shrine. I don't know how much repetition we'll get, we'll see. Devil and Popola went back home, that made me lonely. So that's almost weirdly recontextualized there, because it's like, it suggests that Devil and Popola were with Yonah not because they care about Yonah or anything like that, but because they were basically observing Yonah, because Yonah was some sort of special crazy case, because that was a big relapse. I think they're calling those relapses when shades take over the bodies of replicants. I think we'll get better answers with time either way. So I'll press forward. So here we are, revisiting old territory to some extent, and that, oh, I always forget that orders exist. Animal? Call. Get him, I need help, keep your guard up. Let's see, so oh, unset. What? They undid my skills, don't you do that. I think it's Phantasm and Lance. Okay, so there's not even a reference to the stone thing yet. That's not the right one. Execution, right? There we go. Okay. So at the moment, Nier... Okay, I always want to call him Nier now. I probably should just call him Nier for clarity's sake, because now Gestalt's becoming such a name. Whoa. Okay, things got weird immediately. Hansel. Who are you? Go away, dirty, defective swine. I'm not like you. I'm different. Okay. Okay. Yep. So basically, as I suspected, those things are totally emotional on some level and care about each other. And there is like a tragedy of like, you killed one of them and now the other one's furious because you killed that one. That was on the right track with that. I think I said all that before. I think I thought that at the time. I think the first encounter you have when you fight both of them at once, like one of them's all crazy and enraged when you take down the other one or something like that. Boom. And now we go in and kill the other one. It's the only outcome, right? I wonder if we'll get more context over time, or if that's it. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out we're not playing as Kaine right now. The shift in perspective would be really interesting, to replay the same chunk of game, but from the perspective of the other character. Like, we started off with a really extensive backstory with her that covered a lot of ground, both giving us new information and recontextualizing things we already knew, basically. But of course, they probably want you to keep the character you were already working on. You again. Stop bothering me. Grimoire Weiss has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. You... This is so weird. So the shades are talking to the Guardian. Are they mad at it? Are they chastising it? Are they pushing it to do something? Since its whole job was to watch over Grimoire Weiss, which we now know is part of the Gestalt project, which is this some sort of weird attempt to preserve mankind against some kind of plague by supposedly making them live on. It makes sense because we had to pass that one quiz, and the quiz required us to say that one lives on by removing its body, the soul from the body, and which is why I kept saying Horcrux over and over again because of Voldemort, and that's how he sought immortality in the Harry Potter series, is by. Oops, I guess this is spoilers for Harry Potter to some extent, but damn, get with the times at some point, right? But Voldemort in Harry Potter splits his soul into several parts, and those pieces of soul are all in various objects. And as long as they go undamaged, he can maintain some semblance of life, even though he's weird, fragmented, and messed up. And so I'm curious what to think of these shades, because like, are they proper humans anymore? Are they fragmented and broken people? Are they a group of people mixed together? Are chunks of their personality ripped away? Kaine is possessed by a spirit.
I'm almost disappointed.
I feel inclined to assume that this thing possessing Kaine is some kind of... It feels like he was like some kind of ex-serial killer or something back when he was alive. Because he revels in killing so much so that, like, he doesn't just revel in it, he talks about returning to doing it like it was something he did in the past. And it can't be unless they can fragment themselves somehow, I don't think it can be the boob shark, because that thing was still alive at the time of the possession. So it must be some completely different outside force that's possessing her. A different spirit that we may not have context for yet, and we may never, of where it came from. But my guess would be some kind of serial killer, because he just revels so much in killing and talks about having done it before and returning to the idea of doing it again. And that almost certainly refers to all sorts of stuff about what Kaine means when she talks about returning, which talks about having personal things to deal with that don't involve Nier. Oops, don't go that way. And how she needs to go off on her own, basically. Like, that seems to be dealing with the inevitable outcome of that. Because she can't enter a state of peace. She always had to be fighting and killing for some purpose. First it was the revenge of her grandmother, and then it became this new thing, which is her mission to save Yonah for Nier. That was a new goal for her to care about and kill for. But then that's gone, one way or another. And then she... wanders off to die, or wanders off to permanently, if she's not killing herself, which I don't even know if she can kill herself, or die in general right now, because of how she just kind of comes across as being this seemingly undefeatable, unkillable creature. If she can't die, then maybe she's just like going off into the woods, basically, to turn into this monster permanently. These controls are weirdly clunky. I was like, oh yeah, the shrine. That only takes a few seconds. Well, that'll be over in a jiffy. And then I remembered that we're not in the... This isn't the final iteration of the shrine. This is the second middle one, where the sliding block puzzles technically got more complicated. They're talking. They're talking and yelling at me to turn back.
Certainly not your garden variety shade.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
Okay. Apparently Tyrann talks now and we can hear him, or she can. So there's our alternate perspective. He was probably talking to her in the scene, but we didn't know that because we didn't have her perspective before. Also, my choice of voice was not entirely inaccurate within the very, very, very limited confines of my terrible, terrible voice range. I at least tried for the right thing, apparently. Here we go. This is a gathering place of cursed shades. Are they gestalts that are failing? Like their bodies are ceasing to function? Are they on the process of dying? Are they infected by their own equivalent of the Scrawl? Is that what white chlorination is? Whatever they are, they're still attacking us. Even if it's some form of self-preservation for themselves, they are still attacking us. And that incentivizes us to act against it. These goddamn block puzzles. More block puzzles is one thing. Doing the same ones again is kind of something else. That said, with my increased attack damage and just general knowledge of what to do, most of these dungeons should go by pretty quickly. In general, the quote-unquote second half of the game, I think, was significantly shorter than the first part of the game. There was a lot more time before curing her petrification, or before, you know, like from the beginning of the game up to the curing of her petrification, I think was way longer in duration than the duration of us putting together the stone pieces, basically. But yeah, I'm curious. It looks like a fair bit of new narrative content might be sprinkled throughout. Looks like I have to fight. There we go. Still wondering why they have armor, or where the armor even comes from. Who makes the armor? How does shades in armor even occur? Although, also, what the heck is their armor? Because their armor's weird. It could be that all the shades can perfectly communicate with each other on some level. If they can all talk to each other, then that might explain something. Because maybe they're organizing as an army, and they've had like their council meetings and stuff, and they're figuring, and they're all there might even be like some sort of level, like shade government that we can't properly know about because they don't communicate with us on any direct level. And maybe the shades decide that now's the time to strike, and they're organizing their forces and arming themselves to finally fight back. I've treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went Gestalt before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our life. What was that? Oh no. People that were previously inconsolable are reconciling their differences, and now I'm gonna storm the room and kill them.
I want you to... Look, I'm sorry, alright?
Sorry for what?
I'm going to talk to the villagers. I want them to let you in.
Oh, it's no big deal. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to it.
Well, you shouldn't be. It's crap, and it needs to change.
I wish everyone felt the same way.
Emil.
It's all right, really. I like camping out with Kaine. It's kind of fun, in a weird way. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image coming to me.
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Just pick them aside.
That's depressing. Just kick them aside. On some level, they're sentient or something. Something's going on here. But how long have the shades been around? 1,300 years? Are they the same shades after all this time? The same human beings? Underneath all that? Because that's a lot to process. It's the most tragic type of story, the one where two sides of people all love each other and have to murder each other, and they can't talk. Don't you touch them. So now we can understand the shades when they're yelling at us. The final stand of a one-armed shade.
Dozens of them.
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light. Pathetic to the end, I see.
Aim for that stone statue. It's the leader.
Really ill-advised how they all come into the light. It is they who saved us. Stop hurting my friends.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
You felled the beast.
Those are my friends.
Oh, this is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it!
Hey there, sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this freak, are ya?
Kaine!
Right in her rotten heart.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Kaine, are you all right? We've got to get help.
I fear there is little we can do.
No! Kaine!
Get back.
What is that?
It's all over for you, sunshine.
Kaine! Kaine! Look at Kaine's shade!
We've no other choice. We must strike it down.
Kaine! Please come back!
Whoa. Wow. Ow. Here I am trying to wait for dialogue, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Hey there. Nope. Can I hit them with that? I wonder. Wow, it totally works. Holy crap.
Steel blade. Magic is required against this foe.
Nuh-uh.
Oh dear.
Kaine! Kaine!
Kaine.
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with you.
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again, as many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak and sad and lonely, but somehow you make me strong. You're my friend and I need you, so you can't go away.
All right. All right. Stop crying. Thank you. I'm all right.
Over there. What is this? I have no idea. How remarkably useless of you. Well, let's go ask Popola. So, got a mix of the new and the old, and some of the content goes by comically fast because of the progress we've made. It's a cipher of some kind. Can you determine its meaning? I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, take a look at this. I wrote down all the words I can understand. This fragment's called the Stone Guardian. Given that you found it in the Lost Shrine, the words must mean something. There are spaces here for 4 other fragments as well. Sacrifice, the Law of Robotics, Memory Tree, Loyal Cerberus. The Law of Robotics probably refers to the Junk Heap, and the Memory Tree might be the Forest of Myth. But as for Sacrifice and Loyal Cerberus, I don't have a clue. No problem. Huh? If we want to fill in the words, we just run around killing every big monster we find, right? Oh, splendid. By all means, let us undertake a murderous rampage. We kill them all, or they kill us. Besides, it's the only way to reach the Shadow Lord. It won't be easy. Kill Shades and save my daughter. Easiest thing in the world. But how can you even be sure that she is... Because she is, alright? So the Junk Heap and the Forest of Myth, right? I'm on my way. Please be careful. Oh, and listen, about Kainé and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just... they're scared, you know? People can't change overnight. I'll hurry them along as best I can, but please give them a little more time, I guess. Well, which one should we do? Forest of Myth? That one's pretty quick. Ow. Can we save... I wonder if we can save the girl from being killed by the wolf in the desert at all. If that's even an option? Or does everything... is everything gonna play out exactly the same all the way up until the ending where it suddenly changes or something? Popola said we might be able to find something in the Forest of Myth. You will forgive me if I seem less than enthusiastic about such a trip. So this might... we'll see. It might be the same dialogue as last time, or it might be something new. But, lots of reading again, so get ready for more of that.
This is the village from the dream.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
I hear you.
I have arrived in the forest. Just a quick save as we've arrived in the Forest of Myth, once again. Magic capsule. Oh. A few things stashed around, I'll grab them. Berries! I got berries for you, Kaine. There might not be anything new at all here, because Kaine's not here. Unless... I'm curious. We already heard what the tree said. That's the weird thing, is the tree itself seems to be some kind of shade, but we heard what it was saying the first time. So I don't know if anything new will happen this time. So how are things? You want to know if anything unusual is happening? Strange presence when I visit the Divine Tree. I think this is the same dialogue as always. Yep, just the same dialogue as before, saying, hey, we're not supposed to go to the tree, really, except for praying. We are the grass. We are the trees. We are the woods. Why do we seem to encounter nothing but odd people lately? You should talk, Weiss. Pah! As if Grimoire Weiss is capable of spouting such nonsense. Hang on. I don't think he's done. The dark form that governs all memories. May the words form themselves to your liking. That'd be nice. Black, pure darkness painted over everything. Words scattered here and there across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words, all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. "This is wrong," whispered the tree in the voice of wind through the leaves. "This is not how it was supposed to be. The plan has failed." So that's important. It's saying the plan has failed. It's talking about the Gestalt and Replicant plan falling apart. It's talking about how things that, like, it's supposed to, this is a tree of memories, right? Is it supposed to have the people inside it? The memories? The records of them? Once, long ago, the tree had remembered everything about the world. That was its task, its purpose. Is this tree a computer? It shivered with something approaching joy as it collected the memories of mankind. This was no accident. Emotions were as much part of the tree as root and bark. Memories collected like dew on the thick green leaves of the tree. And once they had formed a web that spanned the entire world. Words collapsed into sunlight before passing through the leaves and into the pool of memory. From the pool, the words joined to form colonies. The colonies united into whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child of the tree, and it loved them all. Look at my memory. So that's why it keeps doing that. These are the memories of all the different people that are stored inside the tree. Okay. The child is here, brought low by the disease. He is far too young to have suffered so. Then beyond words. This is the same It's the same story as before, though. I don't think we need to watch. I don't think we need to sit through the same story necessarily. This is the sad, sick, Yeah, he tries to reject the black terror that germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears can drive the invader away. So this child's dying of the sickness, probably the sickness that all of this was trying to fight off. But his parents stop coming by because they can't bear the pain of seeing them anymore. A healthy young girl with green eyes. She becomes the beacon of brightness and hope in their world. But he's constantly afraid that she's gonna leave. And then she disappears, and he dies alone. And then this memory is put in the tree, just like all of them. Envy. Look at my memory. Female warrior. They're fighting a great beast with red eyes. It turns into a pillar of salt and dies. And then there's so many enemies, and the struggle's folly. They have a vague memory of a daughter. They can't tell if it just exists in their head or if it's real. 63 companions, but everyone dies. A massive beast blots out the sky. She laughs. She can't remember why. If we're talking about really distant background historical stuff, I can't help but wonder if maybe somehow the arena was a war field, and maybe the big thing that blots out the sky might have been a nuclear explosion or some sort of big final thing, but it's hard to say. It could just be a beast, but in which case it doesn't really give us much. Yeah, she doesn't give us a lot of information, really. A red dragon falls from the heavens. That's got to be a big deal. That's got to be like the ending of Drakengard, right? The memory's been lost. A shame, it was a favorite of mine. After many centuries of existence, the tree saw that its carefully labeled memories are beginning to dwindle. So we seem to have a computer tree that either stores I don't know if it was supposed to just store history for the future, or if it was supposed to store people, like literally their consciousness or something. But whatever it is, it's failing because it's been so long. We got a Talos Principle situation. A lot of this game actually reminds me of the Talos Principle now. The tree did not feel sadness. It doesn't feel grief, but it knows something's missing. New memories refused to flow. The pool of memories was black and empty. It lost its purpose. All it can do is obsess over what's left of its memories. Well, this place is gloomy as hell. And so Gestalt's just gonna come in and kill this thing that seems to be important. It seems to be one of the last hopes of humanity, some final record, and it's just gonna kill them. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, Gestalt suddenly saw a familiar sight. It was the Forest of Myth, its villagers prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As Gestalt stared at the jewel, bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of his mind and implored him to listen. It was an order. It was mandatory. Must listen. Look. The shadowy presence appears beneath the floor, except they're just going to kill it. It's trying to show them the memories of what was left of humanity, but Weiss and Gestalt are just kind of numb to it, and they just kill it. Yep, Gestalt brings his sword down. The jewels burst everywhere. Look, there is the conviction memory I had lost, and satisfaction, and many others as well. Yes, this is good. But it can't speak, and it's trying to, but it can't. I implore you. There we are. What was the color of the lost envy? Green. It spoke. This shade has intelligence and emotion. Who cares? Yep, Gestalt's one-track mind of kill shades, get my daughter back, I kill them or they kill me. The end. Easiest thing in the world. His one-track mind's becoming problematic because he won't observe anything around him. So he slices the shade's right arm. It tries to touch me. It's trying to make contact with me. Can the shades communicate that way? Interesting. The tree, from touching Gestalt, feels tons of memories that it hasn't felt. Probably because it was supposed to... So it was probably supposed to sap people and drain them and record them or something. And so it's losing it's freaking out because it finally got a chance to touch a human. But it's because it's been so long. At least 1,300 years, at least, right? But now it's just gonna get killed. Yep, this was more than a simple emotion it had been designed to feel. This was the beginnings of a soul. And the man was the key. This was the promise made long ago. This was how it would be released. So after all this time, it was supposed Nier was supposed to make contact with the tree and maybe bring back humanity or make some important step towards the salvation. But instead, bad happens. 63, friends. Okay, riddle time is over. I'm gonna kill this stupid shade once and for all. And the key falls out. The man's sword slowed. Time dilates. The next word must be heard. The words exploded, became difficult to discern. Pool of memories became cracked, and infinite blackness burrowed the way that... Weiss, this world's falling apart. I implore, the most important thing. World. Yonah. So Yonah's the key to all this somehow. The light was complete. Memories disappeared. The tree's identity began to dissolve. As letters slowly faded, Gestalt was drawn back to the real world, and the tree was satisfied. So it tried to communicate something crucial and important that was going to change everything, but it couldn't quite get it across. It just says Yonah, basically, and that's about it. But this thing must have been some kind of... Wow, that's huge, by the way. It's some sort of memory repository, somehow. What in the... I never realized shades were capable of rational thought. I don't care if they can tap dance and play the fiddle. Can't you just kill something without all this voodoo nonsense? With the tree defeated, we no longer have to worry about being buried in the world of letters. Unless, of course, time itself begins to rewind. Oh, because that's exactly what happened. From our perspective, at least. So we have another key. Just like that. 2 down. 3 to go. Alright. Yeah, sorry if you think I was skipping too much, but it takes a very long time to read that all word for word, and we've done it before, and I don't think any of it changed, only the meaning changed. We can go to the junk heap next, I guess? As far as I could tell, none of the dialogue was changing this time around, and instead, just the meaning due to the context was changing, and that doesn't require an entirely literal reading, because the reading kind of goes slow, all things considered. No new cutscenes this time. I don't think any of the dialogue changed either. I was trying to keep an eye out for any changes.